Hi, I'm Dave.
And I'm Becky, and we're parents to two little kids. Parenting isn't always easy. There are ups and downs, good days and bad days, days with way too much TV, and days with lots of laughter. Moments where you just feel overwhelmed, and moments where you've never felt more proud.
At the end of the day, parenting is super rewarding, but also super hard. This podcast is for all the parents out there who feel like they have no idea what they're doing, because we're right there with you. This is the Spillproof podcast. Welcome back to the Spillproof podcast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Becky.
And today we're talking about pet peeves.
Specifically about each other.
And hopefully this won't end with, I don't know. I don't want to say fight, because we don't really fight.
No.
But like
Tension.
With
a silent evening.
Yes. Sitting on the couch.
No, these are pet peeves, right? So they're not, they're pet peeves.
It's just a nice way of saying annoyances, though.
Yeah, little things that annoy. I mean, we spend a lot of time together now.
Yeah, we work from home. We
like if we're doing
live at home.
We live in our house.
Yes. We live together. We work at the same place.
No, but yeah, we both work from home. I work upstairs. You work
Yeah.
downstairs.
So there's some separation.
Like we're always doing, we're always doing like activities on the weekend together.
Yeah. We really don't go anywhere that's just like us or, one of us.
Yeah. Although we did go on our first date night in months this past weekend, which was nice.
That was very nice.
Yeah.
Nice restaurant. Went to a brewery.
Mm-hmm.
Went to home before like anybody else came out on a Saturday night. So it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Not crowded.
We had an early dinner reservation and we were home by 9, I think.
Yeah. We were out at 5, home by 9. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
great.
that's as long as you normally would be out, right?
Mm-hmm.
You leave at 10-ish, and you come back around 12, 1, whenever the bars close, whatever. It's earlier because of,
Because we're getting old.
because we're old. Because we're old.
Because
That's
we're
why.
old. Yes. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about the little pet peeves we have with each other. We thought it would be a fun topic.
Yeah. We'll see if it's fun at the end.
We'll see if it's fun. I thought of this one,
Yeah.
and I thought it was going to be a great idea, but we'll see.
Yeah. I think that this was just a way for you to, like, get out of me some truths.
Owen is sitting up.
Awesome. That's Emmy. She's laying down.
Wait for it.
What are you doing, buddy?
I don't know.
Can you hear that?
Yeah. Looks like you're up, Dave. Granted, he always asks for Dave. I wish you would ask for me. Well,
All right. I
I'll
will be
here
back.
Waiting.
All right. I was able to get Owen back down again. So he is having nightmares about Winnie the Pooh.
Of all things.
We're not exactly sure if it's actually about Winnie the Pooh or if it's like Winnie the Pooh dream sequences. It might be dream sequences like with heffalumps and things like that. We're not really sure. He loves to watch Winnie the Pooh, but it gives him nightmares.
Yeah. So we'll probably we've taken a break from Winnie the Pooh in the past. We'll probably take another little break.
Yeah, we'll lean into Pokemon and all the other things that he likes. Aquanauts.
Surprisingly, Pokemon does not give him nightmares and never has.
Except for one. There's one Pokemon that scared him, and we could never narrow down what it was. It was in a book of like 700
I don't think it gave
Pokemon.
him nightmares, but he wouldn't look at his Pokedex book.
Yeah. We think it was Jinx, which is...
Yeah, but that also doesn't match the initial description he gave us.
No, it was like a blue crab or something.
Blue striped crab.
Yeah. If anybody knows what a blue striped crab Pokemon is, let us know. Love to know what it was.
Anyways. back to pet peeves.
Yes.
Do you want to kick us off with yours first, or do you want me to go first?
Well, since apparently I have more on my list, I will go first.
All right.
Let me pull it up here. We do this thing with Owen where we set timers for him. I don't know if anybody does that, but it's really great to set a timer for a kid. Let them do it on your phone or whatever, and then when it goes off, they know it's time to do or end or whatever. We've actually had a lot of success with that, so I just had to get the timer off my phone. Okay, so I guess my first pet peeve would be food in cars. Specifically, the one car we try to keep clean and nice. It was a very bad day when this actually happened.
Yes, I know the incident you are referring to.
It was a low point for all of us, I think.
It was our first. It was actually like 2 weekends ago, but it was our first public meltdown for Owen.
Oh yeah,
very first one. So we were trying to haul out of the mall because he was having a meltdown. And that same day, we had gone to the zoo.
He screamed all the way out of the mall. So like through like
for
2
like
or
5
3
minutes
wings.
walking to where our car was.
There was literally a lady who was walking into Bath and Body Works with 2 other friends who was so distracted by what he was doing and screaming that she literally kept walking while her 2 friends walked into the store, and they had to be like, "Hey, we're going in here." And she was so distracted that she walked by where she was going. That's how big of a scene that he made. Yeah,
I had Owen in my arms and was like I said, just hauling to the exit where our car was because I was like, we just have to get outside, like
because we weren't close to it.
Yeah, and every time he was like, "Just put me down," he would lay on the ground, which just gross.
Yeah, in a mall.
So I was like, we have to get him out of here. And then Emmy, so we were outside, and you had calmed him down, and were having a conversation with him about like his reaction. And
yeah, we made it 10 feet out of the mall before he started having a fit.
Yeah,
like kicking dirt and
yeah, but you were able to you were really, really patient with him and calmed him down.
Unfortunately, it was like 90 degrees out it was like 80 something degrees with the UV
really
of like 100%.
UV. And Emmy got she burned a little. She had sunscreen on earlier, but she also got like
heat
so
rash.
Hot. She was itching her arms to the point she still has like little scrapes on her arms from where she literally itched her skin off. So I was also freaking out because I was like, we have to get Emmy out of the sun.
There was no awnings. There was no umbrellas.
shade.
We were completely exposed in this like front courtyard kind of area.
But Owen and Dave, like, they needed to have their little time to talk through what happened. Especially with Owen, Dave is really good about calming him down and having like a calm conversation with him and helping Owen understand like why that wasn't good and how can we avoid that and what tactics we can use.
I mean, I want to say it took at least 30 minutes.
It was long. So I was getting frustrated too because I was like, Emmy is struggling. She's really hot. She's sweating. I kept trying to put her in the stroller and put the awning up, but she wanted to sit next to Owen, which was not helping.
No, because he didn't want anything to do with that either.
So I was like, give me the keys. I'll get her in the car. I'll sit her in front of the air conditioning. We'll wait for you guys to come back. We'll have a snack. It'll be fine. And this is Dave's like baby of a car.
I mean, you make it sound like it's like I treasure it. It's a special car to me.
You do treasure it.
No, I take care of it. If I had to sell it tomorrow, I would.
No, I know, but you like
Owen wouldn't let it happen.
You treasure it in the sense that you want like
I want it to be nice. I want to keep it
car
clean
for a long time.
Keep it nice and not have to worry about getting nasty. And most recently, Owen's become fairly attached to it, so he likes to drive around it. I think this year, I mean, we pulled it out a month ago maybe out of storage, and I think we've driven it more since then than we did all of last year.
Yeah.
Combined.
Tell him what kind of car it is.
It's a 2007 Subaru Forester XT Rally Blue, World Rally Blue with gold wheels. It's something you really have to be a real big Subaru fan of to really. I guess, appreciate it, so to speak. But it's cool. We're big into Subarus. We really like them. It's just it was something that I've always wanted, even when I was a kid. Graduated in high school, I remember seeing them, thinking they were cool because they were just different. So I got one. I actually got that right before we got married.
It was right after we got engaged.
Yeah, and I had to like come up to you and be like, "Hey, is it okay if I spend $7,500 on buying?"
Yeah, we
this
were
car?
at dinner at McArdle's, and you got all nervous, and you were like, "I really need to talk to you." And I was like, "Oh no, what skeletons are going to fall out of this closet?"
Now
I
that
was
you're
like,
committed,
I'd like to buy this car that I've wanted my whole life. And I was like, okay.
it really wasn't that bad.
Yeah. I was like, okay. So anyways, I brought Emmy. We went into the front seat. We were like parked off to the side. Yeah, we were on the side of the parking lot. So I got her in. I blasted the AC. And I was like, are you hungry at all? And I gave her some applesauce. And then she just started to climb all over the car. And
which the kids do. They like to climb in cars.
And before I knew it, there was applesauce everywhere.
Which, I mean, as of late, generally speaking, they haven't been finishing their packets. They used to crush them, like 2 at a time. But specifically, Emmy has gotten to the point where she'll eat a little, and then she likes to watch it come out.
She'll just spray
Squeeze
it
it.
everywhere.
Yeah.
On purpose. I should have known.
Yeah. But in the moment, we were all hot, and we were all stressed out, and we were getting over the whole tantrum thing. So, but yeah.
But I'm also that person, like, I always bring coffee in the car, and I'm like, I spill coffee quite often. And
yeah, the van's got little spills all over the place.
Yeah.
But you finish your coffee, so there's never like a full coffee in the car.
No.
Like I don't finish my coffee, so a full coffee gets left in the car.
No, it's like I'll have it, and then like I'll stop, and it'll overflow or like go over the edge, and then it'll get everywhere. I own it.
Yeah,
I did it.
And no more food.
No more food. We'll see for now. I'll give it a month or 2.
Liquids are fine. Just no milk.
No milk. No. All right. My first one for Dave is the crunching snacks, more specifically apples.
Yeah.
So I have a thing.
There's a name for it.
There it is. I don't know the name off the top of my head, but a lot of people have this.
My old roommate had that. And he would like be very upfront with people at work about it.
Well, yeah, because so it's when you can like the name. It's basically when you can hear people chew and it gets under your skin and it drives you
it's
insane.
like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah,
styrofoam. And
I don't always. It's not like when we're having dinner, I'll hear Dave chew and I can't handle it. But certain snacks, Dave will be chewing. And it like sets my teeth on edge. Specifically,
and it's not like I'm like always chewing with my mouth open.
No, not always, but you do like to hear a crunch when you're eating crunchy snacks.
It's satisfying.
Yeah, but it drives me insane. And like when I was pregnant, I felt like
there were times you left the room.
Worse. Oh yeah, I would we'd be sitting next to each other on the couch, and I would like just move to the other side, and he'd be like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, You know why? Because he'd be eating an apple. And
you would ask, "Are you almost done?"
Every time you have an apple, I try so hard not to ask you. Like you had one the other night, and I tried to be chill about it, and then I think you had like 3 pieces left because you cut it up, and I leaned over and looked in your bowl, and I was like, "Are you almost done with that?" Because I'm really trying to be patient, but I can't handle the crunching snacks, and like you like crunchy snacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why doesn't it bother you when the kids do it?
Because they're just so adorable. Not that you're not adorable.
But it is.
Owen does.
Owen open mouth chews.
Yeah, he has started to bother me sometimes.
Just full on, just.
Or I'll be like, buddy, you're really going after whatever you're eating. But right now, I think they've been so picky. I'm just glad when they're eating.
Yeah.
And it's always like chaos when they're eating. So it's not like when you and I are sitting after the kids are down watching Stranger Things.
You don't have the time to focus on it.
Yeah. Like we're picking half of their food up off the floor and trying to get ready for bed, and there's just more going on, so I don't notice it as much. But
yeah,
when you eat those apples, man.
I'm just trying to be healthy.
When you eat those flaming hot Cheetos, man. Although that's not very often.
No. Or carrots.
Or carrots, yeah. See, you like your crunchy snacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my gosh, the way that you look right now is making me really nervous.
Well, I don't know. I have a list, and they're not in any particular order, but they probably should have been. And I don't know if it should have been most severe down to least severe, or least severe building up to the more severe.
I don't know, but you're making me nervous.
I'm just deciding which one I should go
Okay.
next, or if I should just delete this before you look at it.
Wait, can I tell everyone? When we were prepping for this, I was like, okay, I have about 5. And Dave was like, oh, I just really don't have any. I don't have anything. Like, nothing you do really bothers me. And then I was like, well, just take some time and write a couple down. And he's like, I have 7. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So what do we say? The car?
Yeah, we said the car.
All right. I'm going to say pet peeve is how you handle a knife. or the, what's the right way to put this? I don't even know how to describe what I'm trying to say. So
My lack of knife safety.
the lack of, I don't want to say carelessness. It's like just sheer. The word is there. I can't think of how to describe this. I'm at a loss for words on this.
I'm very
Basically,
cavalier with the knives.
Yeah, kind of. I guess that's probably the best way to put it. But you're just very quick about using a knife, and in the way in which you do it makes me wonder how you have all your fingers. If there's a word for that, that is what I'm looking for. Because that is what I wonder every time you use a knife. And it worries me to no end.
Yeah, you usually have to leave the room or you take over. And you're like, let me just do it.
Yeah.
I have no regard for like the activity I'm doing. Certain knives should be used. I'm usually using the wrong knife.
Like if you're cutting an apple, using something with a serrated edge is easier because it digs into the apple, where if you use a straight blade and it slides and it skins the whole part of your finger off, you want something that'll grip it. And then,
in my defense, I have only, not severely, but like given myself a bad cut once.
didn't you cut the tip of your finger off?
That was my bad cut once. No, it wasn't like the tip as in like needed surgery or anything. I don't actually remember, but I actually think it was my pointer finger.
I was going to say, looking at it right here, I see a big divot in it.
Yeah, I do remember Owen was here, and I think I was cutting an apple, and
using the wrong kind of knife.
I was using
literally
the wrong
the
kind of
example.
knife. Yep, literally the example you gave. And I like just cut right into the side of my finger. And the first thing I did was look at Owen and go, "Oh no, Daddy's going to say I told you so." And it bled pretty bad for a bit.
Knives, specifically knife cuts, freak me out because like knives, I've gotten cut by knives and they're so sharp that you don't feel it and it doesn't bleed at first. And those are the ones that are like super scary.
Yeah.
Because it's like it doesn't bleed and all of a sudden it's like it bleeds and then a flap of skin falls off and it's like, what the hell just happened?
That's gross.
It is gross.
Yeah. Only one serious injury.
But I just picture
Minor
every time you do that, I just picture you walking in with a bloody stump of a finger being like, I had an accident.
Whoops. Can you help me find my finger?
Can we find the finger so we can go to the hospital to reattach it? Oh. Yeah, that worries me to no end.
Well, my next one also involves the kitchen. And
leaving wrappers and stuff around on the counter?
Yes. So that's
I didn't even
absolutely what it is.
See
you
it,
didn't
but
even
I could,
see it. Yeah.
I could totally.
So, Dave is like, I think you're more tidy than I am.
In some regards. I wouldn't say all of them.
No, not all regards, but like I think you're better at cleaning up, like tidying up than I am. Besides the kitchen.
You mean like
organizing and yeah, like I'm always like, I don't know. I just feel like you always have everything cleaned up so fast and anyways. But Dave in the kitchen is like an
I did good tonight.
Actually,
one night.
I think you knew that this is coming for Pet Peeves because you did a phenomenal job in the kitchen. I
cleaned up as I cooked.
Yes. But typically Dave does not clean up when he cooks. So if he cooks breakfast in the morning, there's 37 dirty plates, an entire roll of of paper towel that he will like wash his hands and then take 6 like pieces of paper towel, dry his hands, and then like leave it in a random spot in the kitchen.
Yeah, because I'll use it later to dry my hands.
Okay.
When we don't have any
But then when
hand
there's
towels.
6 little balls of paper towel around the kitchen. Exactly, because you put them in the most random spot. So you'll leave them or he'll have like a snack, like his apples and peanut butter, and then you'll leave it like on the stove. So when we're getting ready for bed, like checking the doors, making sure everything's closed up, there'll be like
a cutting board with
your cutting board with like apple seeds and like peanut butter out like on the stove.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, okay.
After the kitchen's been cleaned up.
Yes.
For the night.
Yes. And I don't like to leave stuff on the stove at night.
Because of mice?
I'm just like, what if it accidentally turns on and then the peanut butter melts because it's on the stove?
How would it turn on?
I don't know. I don't know. But it's just like one of those like things where if I'm laying down in bed and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a tub of peanut butter on the stove, I'll have to come down and move it because I can't sleep. Or if there's paper towels on the stove, I'll be like, oh, we need to.
Yeah, I feel like that's
we need
not
to
safe.
move those.
I feel like you'd smell peanut butter. Paper towels just burst into flames.
I think you'd smell that. I think you'd smell either one. But yeah, I'm like a clean up as you go type of person usually. And when I rarely cook in the kitchen, I'll clean up as I go. But Dave will use all the pots and pans.
Yeah.
And bowls and serving plates, and then it's just a lot to clean up.
And just put them in the sink, maybe.
No, you'll put them next to the sink.
Well, what if we have to wash our hands in the sink? Or, God forbid, have the kids wash their hands in the sink?
That's true, because they'll grab whatever's in there.
There's a thought process to some of it.
Could go in the dishwasher.
Usually it's clean. And
isn't that the worst, everyone? When you think the dishwasher's empty, and then you're like, oh great, I can load everything in.
Or dirty stuff.
Dirty stuff and it's full, or it's clean, but you have to put it away before you can load it. Like you forgot you were a proactive adult the night before. That was my second one.
I could link it to one of my other ones.
Yeah?
I think so. So, one of my pet peeves is when you panic.
So, are you just annoyed all the time then?
No. I'm talking about in specific instances. Like when you panic at Wegmans and then just grab random stuff. And then you
that's
run out.
That's a good one. You'll be like, we need eggs and we need like, let's get snacks for tonight. We're going to watch a movie. And can you get like the cereal for the kids? And I'll come out with like a rotisserie chicken and nothing else.
You walked 5 feet into the store, grabbed some stuff, and then walked out.
Or you'll send me in for like a full dinner.
Yeah.
And I'll grab like a chicken breast and nothing else.
Like a one salmon with some noodles.
Yeah. Like nothing that will feed our family of 4. That's a good one. That is a good one. Because it's so
that
true.
drives me nuts. I'm like, you know what you need.
And I do. I'll either come home or I'll come back to the car and I'll be like, I just panicked.
And grab some stuff.
I grabbed the first thing I could think of or whatever was in reach. That's a really good one.
I thought so.
Makes me laugh.
Because it's true.
It is true. And then we have nothing for dinner.
Yeah, and we always wonder why we have nothing for dinner.
I don't know why I'm in charge of the grocery shopping. I always put our Instacart list together, and then Dave, it'll be like we pick it up curbside on Saturday mornings, and then by Tuesday, I'm like, why do we have nothing? I got nothing for dinner.
Our problem is we don't plan our meals out. If we
No.
planned our meals out, I think we would do better with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we said we're doing chicken this night, we're doing sloppy joes this night, we're doing
When have we ever had sloppy joes?
never. I'm just saying I think it's easy.
I
think the kids would like it.
They'd be so messy.
They hate pulled pork.
I don't know why. We could try sloppy joes.
Yeah, we just have to figure out how to make it.
How to make it, yeah.
I'm sure somebody's got the recipe.
That panic one cracked me up a bit.
You were tearing up a little.
Yeah. Okay, my next one, also food related, so we'll keep that trend going. But it's okay. It's when you have something in a bowl and you're eating it with a fork, and you get to the end and you like scrape it all to the side so you can scoop it, but it's the like ting 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 of you scraping like the fork against the bowl to get the last bits to scoop up.
I thought you didn't like it when I rake my teeth across forks.
No, I don't know if you've ever. I mean, I might have been like, don't do that because you're scraping your teeth. But
I feel like you've said that before.
I mean, I may have said don't scrape your teeth with a fork, but this is more like fork scraping the bottom of a bowl. You got ting 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 ting, and it's like mini nails on a chalkboard.
I honestly have never noticed that.
You've never noticed
No.
it? I feel like I'm staring daggers at you every time you do it.
I've never noticed you do that, ever.
You know, ding 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 ding.
Just trying to get all the rice.
I know.
Or pasta or
Use a
whatever
spoon.
it might be.
Use a spoon to get those little.
Why would I
Grains.
switch from a fork to a spoon?
Because
Apparently we just
ding,
need
ding, ding, ding.
we just need sporks for all of our utensils. That'll solve it. Maybe.
There you go.
Maybe not. So another one of my pet peeves would be
The pauses you're doing before you say these are giving me anxiety.
is that one of your pet peeves? Did we just add another one to your list?
Number 7 or 6, whatever it is.
Actually, you know what's funny about that is that actually should be on your list.
It should.
Because
It should.
I know who is going to be listening to this podcast, but I will say there are times where you have made a comment about when I talk to either someone or I describe something, I like draw it out.
You do. Yes, that should be on this list.
That should be on this list.
Because you will.
Well,
or
how about this? Let's just add it right now and we'll
we're
talk
adding
about
it right now, yes. So
This
Dave,
is Becky's pet peeve.
Dave, sometimes
For me.
he'll say like, oh, I really want to talk to you about something, which, when your spouse or partner or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, when they say something like that to you and like they say it in a certain tone, you're like, oh, this is a serious conversation. And then he'll pause. And I'll be like, what is it? Just tell me. And
dramatic
he's like,
effect.
well, I was just thinking maybe we should get ice cream. It's like the dumbest thing. But he's like, oh, I really want to get ice cream. But he will make it seem like we're having an intense relationship discussion or like something horrible has
Even
happened
when I have
that
phone
you
calls,
need to notify me.
When I'm on the phone and you listen to me, that drives you nuts.
Yes, because you will
Talk about nothing.
you'll talk about and they'll be dead. Like I could hear when the other person talks, there'll be dead air.
Huge pauses.
Be like, yeah. So, did you talk to anyone today? Like these huge pauses, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Very dramatic.
Yes.
You pause for dramatic effect.
I do quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like in real life.
Yeah. In real life. That was a good one.
It's funny that just turned into one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
So this is one, and I think this is really interesting. You thinking that I want both kids to like me best.
I wrote that down, crossed it out, and then wrote it down again.
I wanted to get you while you were taking a sip. I wanted to see if that would get you to laugh while you were taking a sip. Becky thinks that Becky thinks that I want both kids to like me the best. And, well, so right now, Owen is mildly obsessed with me, and Emily, I think, favors you.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, and the reason I put it like that is that Owen has this almost unhealthy obsession with being with me. Mm-hmm. Emily, she kind of goes back and forth, but like if she trips and falls, she wants mommy.
Yeah.
Owen wants
if she's
daddy
nervous,
for everything.
she'll come and like grab onto my leg.
But in the morning, she'll like sit in my lap and watch TV.
Or like she'll let you put her to bed.
Yeah. Yeah. We have
Whereas-
our own different routines. So she lets me do my routine with her, or
Mm-hmm.
she's always been a little more go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
Owen's been very regimented in his routines, very, very in his own, set in his own way. And currently his way is me.
Like bad.
Yeah.
Like I think it was a couple weeks ago.
When I put Emmy down.
We were like, okay, you hadn't put Emmy down to bed in probably 3 months because every time Owen would throw it like temper tantrum, like no, like screaming, crying, like flailing, and so we just kind of stopped trying, but to have you put Emmy down,
Mm-hmm.
but then
then 3 months went by.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? You really need to, she needs her daddy to put her down sometimes too. It's important for us to have that time, and like we both put Owen down together, like his final bedtime routine before bed, we're together. So there's one night we were like, even if he screams and cries, Dave is gonna put Emmy to bed, and like I'm gonna have to sit in front of the door.
I think. Well, we had a great bedtime, Emmy and I. But I think when I was walking out, he was like holding on to my leg. I feel like I remember that.
And before that, I think we all had to end up going in the room this particular night. But I was like, okay, Dad is going to take Emmy. Owen, you and I will have fun. We'll do something fun. We'll jump on your bed. We'll go get like gummies. Like I was throwing everything at him, like trying to bribe him to be like, just spend 5 minutes with me alone, please. And he grabbed Dave like almost around the neck to be like, no, Daddy, stay. You were sitting on the floor. And he was like, Daddy, please stay. And then he started to stroke Dave's hair. It was wild. Like like he was like, no, I want Daddy. I want Daddy. Literally stroking his hair with him in a chokehold. And I just burst out laughing because I was like, this is so unhealthy. Like, we absolutely need to address this. But in the moment, like, what is happening?
I forgot about that part.
Yeah. And I think you realized what he was doing and you started laughing because in the moment we were like.
I didn't realize it at first. I felt he was just holding me. And then all of a sudden I felt this little hand like stroking the back of my head.
I think even Emmy looked at him and was like, ooh, that's not okay. Like, that's
She
too
knew.
much. Yeah. She was like, Mom, just put me down. But I think that night we all ended up going and putting Emmy to bed.
No. You stayed in there and he like.
No, the next night
cried.
we did it. that night, because it was like too much, we all came, and I think that was the night he maybe fell asleep in there when you were holding him. I might be mixing up nights.
I think you're mixing up nights.
But anyways, it was wild.
Yeah.
So that is Owen's obsession with Dave, but
yeah. But I don't want. See, here's the problem with this. I know you think that's what I want, and I would like for Emmy to favor me a little bit more. But
he admits it now.
No, but just a little bit, like 10% more. Owen could back down 50%, and it would be fine.
It would still be too much.
Because it's at 350% right now. Yeah. So 50 or 150. But the problem is if both kids were like that, they'd be fighting with each other constantly, and I wouldn't be able to handle two kids doing that.
Okay, but I don't think you want both kids so obsessed with you that it's overwhelming. I do think prior to Owen becoming like a level that we really need to work on, that you like had this vision of like, I'm going to be that dad where I'm the favorite of both kids. That has crossed your mind. Yes.
Really
100% has crossed your mind.
No, but here's the thing. So there was a time when I wanted Emily to like me more, but
see, it's coming out.
No. Because we had Owen, and Owen from, I wouldn't say from birth, but probably at 6 months and older, clinged on to me a little bit, right? Like 6 months.
I want to say it was a little later than that.
8 months.
I want to say like around a year and a half.
Okay.
It was really when Emmy was born that he was like, Daddy.
Yeah. But because he did that, I never got to spend time with Emily ever. So like she favored you.
Plus I was breastfeeding.
Right. So she favored you like not as much as he does at a level we need to address, but like she only wanted you. She wouldn't let me hold her for a while.
That's true. She cried whenever anyone else held her.
Including me.
Including you.
So I did at one point want her to like me more, but it was more starting at 0.
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, I don't want them both to be like obsessed with me.
He kind of does.
I really
he denies it and denies it, but
really
you've all heard the little Freudian slips. I know it.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't.
Sure.
I really don't.
Sure.
Owen's obsession makes things extremely complicated. I don't think
you want both of them to be so obsessed with you it's overwhelming and like detrimental to their like health and wellness, but
actually right now where she's at, the level's pretty good because she says daddy and gives me hugs and like I'll be washing dishes or something, she'll at the sink and she'll just come up and hug me for no good reason. That's kind of where I like it.
And then Owen freaks out. Sometimes he's fine about it. He's cool about it.
Yeah, if he's sitting in my lap, she comes over and wants to sit too. He like gets upset.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
We're working on it slowly. That'll be a whole other podcast. A whole series.
How to deal with unhealthy attachments.
Well, that was kind of one for both of us.
Yeah. Who knew we had one that synced up? You want to go next or you want me to?
Sure. I have one. Dave will try to make me throw up in the car.
I don't try to get you to throw up. I sometimes think it's funny when you get car sick.
So, particularly when we're driving one of our cars with turbo.
That's not what gets you sick.
But Dave will take turns and corners.
Because the blue car is turbo, and you don't get sick in that.
No, it's more the silver car, but
it's the silver car because it has that stupid transmission that's all rubber bandy, and you get that like ugh feeling when it goes.
But Dave will we'll be in the car driving somewhere, and then he'll yell to the kids, "Let's get mommy sick!" And he'll like take a turn, and I'll be like, ugh.
In the front seat. Front seat.
Sometimes it gets bad, yeah. Or like I'll think I'll be fine, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, oh my gosh.
Even when I'm not trying, you get car sick in that car.
Well, I think
Even when I'm not trying, you get car sick in that car.
that's true. No, but now it's like a thing with Owen too, where he'll be like, make mommy sick, make mommy sick.
Yeah.
They're all against me.
It's fine. We don't drive that car very often.
No, we
anyways.
don't anymore, but
It'll be the first
every
one to
time we
go.
get in that car, he's those two. And then Owen's like, my precious dad, make mommy sick.
Let's see. So I'm going to say one of my pet peeves, which these kind of go together, to be honest, but they taking a big swig of that to be prepared for it.
Yep.
No, it's not that bad. So these really go together. They were going to be separate, but really they're the same thing. It's just two different things. So when you get your hair cut and when you get new glasses, or when you just wear glasses and you wear them all the time.
Waiting for this.
You literally at one point said, I think my glasses are crooked while during this podcast.
I did.
I don't know if it's a neurosy thing, but it's like.
It's particularly bad with my glasses.
But it is. To the point where you've gone, I think the last pair you got two different pairs.
The last two times I've started with,
whatever pair you
I've
bought
ended
first,
with the second.
You didn't have that.
The second pair. I traded them.
Which is, in fairness, the first pair, at least this time around, was definitely not right.
Yeah.
These ones were much better.
These are much better.
Those are more color, though, weren't they?
They were like a burgundy.
But they ended up being a little too red.
They weren't. Yeah. When they photographed and in the store, they looked more burgundy, but then at home they were like too red for my face.
Yeah. It just didn't work.
But they were all crooked.
It's like whenever you get new glasses, it's like 2 months of, are my glasses straight? No, really, are they straight? Hey, do these look straight? I'm pretty sure they're not straight. Listen, I just need you to tell me that my glasses are straight.
But like constant.
The hair's not that bad because you really don't get your hair cut that much.
Yeah.
Because your hair's longer. But the glasses thing, for some reason, we don't even get glasses that much. But I feel like you get them every other year, and for 6 months we're talking about them.
Yeah, no. I think it's so true. I think this last time on like a weekend of me literally asking probably 100 times a day, you were like, can you just...
I think your mom even said something.
You were like, can you just for one day not ask me if your glasses are straight? Because I really don't care. And I think I went to the bathroom for like 45 minutes and was like, they're crooked. They're so crooked. I think my ears are crooked. So it's like difficult. It's more difficult to make them feel crooked on my face.
They almost have to be crooked to look right.
Yes, they have to, and they do. They have to be like adjusted crooked from the person who's like doing the person at Lens Crafters or wherever it is.
Yeah.
Like they have
and
to. And
any glasses that would fit right, they kind of look like manly. I feel like. Yeah. Like the kind that I really like that I'm going to go back to, like my Oakleys, where it's like it doesn't have the bend. It's straight back. Ouch. Yeah. Like sunglasses. Because those, the way they sit, they just sit right. And then like obviously we all have plastic frames because that's what everyone has. Yeah. Because if you didn't have plastic frames, you had little nose things. You probably could make it even.
Maybe next time I should do that. But I think so. This last time I got them,
there's one more thing that has to be adjusted.
I will try to adjust them myself, which like you probably shouldn't do. But like I'm always kind of adjusting them. I'm always like they're crooked, they don't feel right. But this time, because it was January when I got this new pair. Like I didn't want to go back to the mall a lot because that was when COVID had like spiked. So I kind of just tried to self-adjust.
Well, that was the problem too. So in fairness to you,
it was a mask.
And it was a problem for me too, because I got when was it? Owen kicked me in the face and broke my glasses like square in the nose. I
say you've had these for a year at this point.
Right, but during that time frame,
yeah,
he broke the frames, and despite them having like the exact same frames, they didn't fit for some reason. So we fitted them in another pair of glasses that were similar, and it didn't work. But every time they went to adjust them, they made me wear a mask, and they just kept being crooked. Turns out it's because they were flexing the frame, and it was all just messed up. They were nice enough to take them back and, whatever. But the masks really kind of screw it up.
Yeah.
I finally went to the one out in the less reputable side of town, and they're like, oh, yeah, you can take your mask off, and we can fit them right. And they were still all messed up. But
yeah. But these ones, my current ones, I still think are a little crooked.
Oh, you never said that.
No, I've always felt these ones are like I set them a certain way, and if they fall down a little bit, then I'll look in the mirror and I'll like be like, they still need to be adjusted a little bit. But then also the kids pull on them so much. They always want to try them on.
Yeah,
so
we
I'm
need like kid-proof glasses.
Yeah, but the time before this, I got new glasses. It's like right at the beginning.
Your blue ones, right?
Yeah, it was like in December of 2019, so like kind of right before the pandemic. I had gotten a blue pair, but then they didn't fit right, and I felt like they were always crooked. So I went back and I got a different blue pair they fit better. I liked the shape better. But for that pair, I probably went back 8 times to 3 different lens crafters because I didn't want to keep going back to the same one. I went to one that was in Macy's, one that was like in the main mall, and then one that was at a different mall closer to work at the time.
Yeah, and the one in the mall in Macy's doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah, no, they don't even have that
like a
section anymore. Yeah, but like my mom got sick. I kept being like, Mom, they're crooked. They're crooked. People at work, I was like, they're crooked. They're crooked. They're like, I don't see it. It's fine. I was like, I can feel it. It was all I could think about for like 2 months.
I think what it was is it felt crooked.
Yeah.
But it looked fine.
Yeah.
Most of the time. A couple times they were crooked.
I obsessed over it. God, it really cracks me up thinking of that day where after a week of these new ones, you were like, I just want one day where you don't ask me about your glasses.
It's bad. I think you're destined to have the same frames forever. We'll just change out the lenses.
There you go.
I got to get rid of these ones. I hate these ones.
I know. You should just go get your new your Oakleys. Right?
Has it been up?
You have to be close to a year.
Okay.
I want to say.
Maybe I'll go do that.
Yeah.
Ugh. I hate glasses shopping.
I'll let you know if they're crooked or straight. Don't worry. I have your back.
Maybe we'll see. I just don't know if I want to spend the money on the lenses.
Just do it after the beach, just in case
you get scratched or something.
Things happen. Yeah.
Actually, that's a good point. We probably should bring spare glasses to the beach.
I'm gonna bring spare glasses.
I've never brought spare glasses, but
I also have now a couple pairs. I have 4 pairs of glasses.
Yeah, I really need to get some.
I have my
there.
sleep pair that I wear like if I'm watching TV right before bed.
Ironically, you never worry about those being straight.
Because I know that I sleep in them.
But it doesn't bother you?
I don't really wear them out, no. They're just, I literally.
But you don't wear these out. We work from home. We never leave the house. What's the difference?
It's different. They're the sleep pair. They're my sleep glasses. They're not going to be fully straight. And then I have that was my first pair from iBuy Direct. And then I got a second pair this time around with iBuy Direct because I thought if I had multiple pairs, I would stress less about how crooked they were.
And it worked.
It did, yeah. It did. And then I have my prescription didn't change that much. So like the tiniest bit. So I still have my blue pair. But those don't have blue light.
Yeah, filters. You got to get blue light if you work from home.
I usually only wear those outside. if we have an outdoor day. Got any more pet peeves for me?
Well, you done?
I have one more, but it's like
Too
I have one
embarrassing.
more. No, it's not. It hasn't been as bad recently, so I wasn't sure if I was gonna do it or not. But
Snoring.
Yep. How'd you know? Yeah,
No,
your snoring.
my back
hasn't
just kills me,
been
but I don't snore.
that bad. No, but Dave you've always been like a pretty
Mm-hmm.
big snorer, and sometimes it was just like way worse than other times, and it would keep me up. And obviously, if anyone has slept in the same room with someone who snores, it just like once you're up, there's no going
can't.
back to
Yeah.
sleep. You can't. And Dave is a very heavy sleeper. Him and Owen are such heavy. Like once they're out, they are out. So I will, I will nudge him and be like, "Hey, can you just turn the other way at least?" And he'll be like, "Yeah,
Sleepy
yeah."
Dave's kind of a dick.
You are kind of. You haven't like Sleepy Dave hasn't been too much of a dick recently, but sometimes
Some of the things that I've said in my sleep
are so awful. And you don't remember them in the morning, and we'll laugh about it because I'll be like, "You said this." You're like, "What?"
Like one time, didn't I say like, you said something about my snoring, and I was like, I guess you're sleeping downstairs.
Oh yeah, you're like, "I guess you're not sleeping here then," or like, "I guess you're sleeping downstairs tonight." No, you haven't said anything back to me recently, but you'll kind of just like grumble or just turn over to the other side. But sometimes it's just very, very loud. And then like when it's really bad, you'll kind of like sleep talk, but like it's slurred. So you'll be like, I'm like, "What is that? Are you okay?" But also I want to go to sleep. But I feel
didn't know that.
that's common, and like snoring is common. It's not like
Yeah. I think it just depends on how I lay.
Yeah, and sometimes when you lay on your back, it's always
bad.
worse. So sometimes I'll try to catch you when Sleepy Dave is starting to go on his back. I'll be like, "Oh, no, you're going to snore." And then you'll be like, "Ugh."
I'm glad it hasn't been so bad.
No. All right,
I have one more.
you have one more?
I have one more. And I realize it's two again, but it's like basically the same thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dramatic pause.
Oh, that was intentional this time. I figured we're already doing it. Why not? So.
See? This is what he does.
No, well, this is all intentional now. So, I think that I am. Am I doing good about drawing this out?
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
Cool. I'm a pro at it now, at this point. I am a very patient person. And you already know where this is going.
Let me just take a drink. Okay.
Becky is not exactly the most patient person in the world. And you know what? It doesn't bother me. It's not really, I shouldn't say it's a pet peeve, but it's like, it is a little bit.
Yeah, I get that. I think I get impatient and then I get snippy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say the snippy part, but
It's not my best look.
I think the problem with it is that you might be a little impatient, more so than the average person.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a little more patient than the average person,
Mm-hmm.
so it just feels like that gap is just bigger.
Yeah.
Because in most things, although lately I've had less patience with certain things, but generally I have some more patience.
You do. You have a lot of patience.
There's certain things though that just drive me nuts. Mainly with Owen.
Like his obsession with you.
Oh, that's fine.
No, he loves it. He secretly loves it, and he wants Emmy to be the same.
No, but like when he's having a temper tantrum, and it's just we're trying to get out the door to go somewhere.
It's impossible to get out the door in under half hour.
And it just I don't have 45 minutes to sit down and talk with him.
Yeah.
Like we just have to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of stuff.
Owen might get his patience from me, or he didn't get any patience from me.
The lack thereof.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. It's funny. I think we were talking about this yesterday. Like, I mean, both kids look like me. Emily more so, but it's funny to see and watch your kids grow up and be like, "Oh wow, they got that trait from me. That's a bad trait." Is that what I'm like? And then there's other ones like where Emily is like when sometimes she has trouble sleeping and she gets like gas pains, and she is, and this is going to come back and bite us in the butt at some point, probably when she's like a teenager, but she's a fixer or she's a thinker. She tries to problem solve about how to feel better. So like, again, because she favors Becky will go in, get her, rock her in the chair. She'll, pat her back. She'll then bring her downstairs, and she tries all this thing. Not Becky, Emily tries all these things to try to feel better.
She'll want to like lay on the floor, on her back, on her stomach. We'll try rubbing her back. We'll try drinking water. But she's trying to solve.
She's trying to solve how to make it better.
Yeah.
Owen, on the other hand, just screams and then
Owen and I need to feel our feelings.
Yeah.
And we can't.
You need to get through what you need to get through.
Resolve it until we fully feel our feelings.
Yeah. I think that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
You and Emmy are the little fixers.
Yeah.
And Owen and I are.
It's great for work. It's great for work.
Yeah.
I'm a valued employee because of my obsession with trying to fix things.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that is pet peeves for us.
Yeah. Actually ended up being more than I thought it was going to be. Mm-hmm. And we didn't fight or anything like that.
Yeah.
We did pretty good. High five.
High five. We still like each other.
We do. Thanks for listening to the Spillproof podcast. As always, reach out to us at spillproofpodcast@gmail.com.
We'd love to hear from you all, and we can't wait to talk with you next time.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.